Q Smooth recommended me, to do this video. So, once again, man, you ask, you shall receive. Let's get into it. We're going to call this one Tupac and Nas Beef. Put this on Tupac Facts for y'all. Let's do it, man. All right. Let's get into it. Tupac and Outlaws love Nas. They used to listen to Nas a lot. Tupac used to listen to Nas album. It Was Written a lot. His first album. He used to love it. Love Nas. Outlaws the same. Nas the same, and still to this day is a big fan of Tupac. Love Tupac. All the times you hear Nas speaking of Tupac, he say good things, nothing but good things about Pac. You say Tupac is the god. Tupac is the best. On his record, Ether, he'd be like, who's the best? Pac, Nas, and Big. Ain't no best. So, and a lot of Nas records, if you guys are Nas fans, he samples Tupac in there. That song, matter of fact, let me give you some knowledge on this. The song Ether, when you hear say, fuck Jay-Z, that's Tupac saying that. That's like a Tupac sample. That's Pac saying that, y'all. If y'all didn't know that. But yeah, like I said, Nas loved Tupac and still does. But let's get into it. Nas and Tupac first met up at the Palladium in New York. It was a concert out there in New York back in the day, like 93, 92. They met there. It's pictures of them there. Also on the internet, you can see it. And I got a picture on here with them from it when you guys first, see the video. That picture come up. But yeah, they met at the Palladium in New York. After that, Tupac stated again they met in the back of the House of Blues. The start of the East Coast West Coast beef. He stated that they met in the back. He told Nas, he didn't have no beef with him. He loved him. He liked him. Stay out of it. It's between him and Biggie. And Tupac also told them people he's about to come at, in New York on the East Coast. And him and Nas shook hands, and it was cool. Tupac stated that, after that happened, a couple months later, Nas' album came out. It Was Written, and it had the song The Message on it. And Nas has a verse on there where he says, fake thugs, no love. Tupac thought he was talking about him on that verse. So Tupac didn't like it. Tupac said, if you felt that way, you should have told me why be fake and shake my hand after I got through, talking to you and everything and told you what it was. Tupac didn't like Nas after that. That's why he would go at him. That was the start of their beef right there, the song The Message. Tupac thought, like I said, Nas was talking about him. And Tupac would throw jabs at Nas after that. You all heard it on the song on Machiavelli, Against All Odds. He come at Nas, but before that, he take jabs at Nas. His last concert he did at the House of Blues, he was taking jabs at Nas. So Tupac didn't like Nas because of that, because he thought Nas was talking about him. Later on, Tupac and Nas met again at the 96 VMAs in New York. They first met backstage. Nas stated that he saw Tupac backstage at the VMAs right before he was going to go up and present. Because at the VMAs, Tupac and Snoop Dogg went up and presented an award. And they were talking stuff. But Nas stated he saw him in the back and told him, hey, man, do your thing. Tupac saw him and said, you do your thing. That's what he told Nas. Also at the VMAs in the back, Tupac got into it with Nas' brother Jungle. So Nas said it was high tensions that day. Very high tensions against with both the camps, Nas camp and Tupac camp. Later after that, they met up again in New York. I think the park, it's a big ass park in New York where they had the 96 VMAs at. I think it's Central Park. I think it was. If I'm not sure, you guys let me know. I think the park is called Central Park. Whatever. Big ass fucking park. So they had the 96 VMAs. That interview that Tupac did, you can see it. It's on YouTube. It's on the web. Where they talk about Death Row East, where Tupac says, you believe in God, believe in Death Row East. Bro, 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes right after that interview, they bumped into Nas. They walked into him. Nas had his people. Tupac had his. They bumped into each other. Tupac told Nas, hey man, I got this song, this album coming out. You're not gonna like it. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about this person, that person. Nas was like, why? What's the deal? Why you talking about? What's the problem? Tupac tells Nas, hey, that song, you got the message and everything. You talk about me, fake love, fake thugs, no love. Nas was like, man, I wasn't even thinking about you. I just was flowing. I just was spitting on that song. So him and Tupac kind of went back and forth on that. Then they just, Nas stated that Pac said, hey, we shouldn't be beefing, we brothers. And then him and Nas shook hands and they hugged, they said. And they squashed the beef right there at the 96 VMAs. The beef was squashed. After that, Tupac told Suge, hey, I want to take off all the songs, that I dissed Nas on. I want to take the verses off or, erase those songs, do them over, put a new verse on. But he wanted to take the songs away, erase the songs that he dissed Nas on. After that, Nas stated him and Pac met again. They shook hands and talked. Nas said, he stated that Tupac wanted him to meet him in Vegas and hang out and try to work on a song, do some stuff together. And Nas said him and Pac shook hands again. And later on, as you guys know, in Vegas, Tupac, passed. Due to the shooting and everything that happened, you guys already know. Nas was there in Vegas. He had a show a couple days later. And he announced Tupac's death at his show. And he gave it up for Tupac. But that's the Nas and Tupac beef, man. That's how it is. And still to this day, like I said, Nas, he reps Tupac. He says good things about Tupac. Never talks bad about Tupac or hate them. All he says, rest in peace. If you guys saw the interviews he did, not too long ago with, I think it was Hot 97 or whatever. He said, rest in peace, Tupac, and, just retold the story. And the story that Snoop Dogg says is not true. Snoop Dogg wasn't even there when that happened. So, I don't know what Snoop talking about. But yeah, guys, that's the Tupac and Nas beef. Big shout out to Q Smooth, big shout out to Jake Knowledge, big shout out to McVay 7 Days, big shout out to Girly LEV. This is Tupac Facts, y'all. Nas and Tupac beef. More shit coming, guys. Stay tuned. Thank you, guys. All my 99 subscribers, let's get it to 100, y'all. Thank you. Look out for new videos. Thank you. More shit coming.